My name is Alexis Witham. This is my informative speech for my Communications 101 class. Imagine a world where everyone wore the same clothing, there was no movie theaters, and the common punishment was getting your head cut off. It can be hard to imagine living in the United States where the culture is completely different. In the U.S., we are surrounded with movie theaters in every corner, we have our own style, and the death penalty is less than 20 per year. Believe it or not, there are many other countries with different cultures. I'll be educating everybody on the traditions and norms of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, a place quite different than the United States. We'll explore things like the typical values and activities of the families, the clothing, the women's rights, and the traditions and celebrations in their country. Saudi Arabia and the United States carry a close relationship, but that doesn't mean that we don't have differences between families, religion, government, and education. Saudi Arabia is 100% Muslim religion and lifestyle. They don't tolerate any other practice. Arabic is the official language, but English is also common. Their government is monarchy, which is based off Islam. Saudi Arabia families are very serious with the family matters and tend to be very helpful when friends and family are in need. They come in big number and they tend to be very close with extended family. Also, a lot of their families will have cousins, marry cousins, which is something of tradition. Not only that, but nepotism is considered a good thing. Employing someone you know is important, and families working together is common. Saudi Arabia people are very generous and love to show their hospitality towards each other. Men shake hands and kiss on the cheek. Women will hug and kiss on the cheek as well when meeting, but not with the boys. They will normally offer the lamb head to the guest and have abundance of food to show their appreciation towards the guests. They don't drink alcohol, and it would be an insult to offer it to them. It is forbidden for boys and girls to meet in public places in Saudi Arabia unless they are family. Entertainment is done by same-sex only. Education in Saudi Arabia used to be very poor and only offered to the rich kids. But it has come a long way. Now they provide free education to all citizens, which includes books, health, and services. Boys and girls get equal opportunity of education. Speaking of women, Saudi Arabia is a very ruled country. While men's life can be similar to the typical American life, women don't get as much freedom. In 2001, women finally were given the privilege to vote, granted by their King Abdullah. That's a big step towards women's rights, but they also have many other restrictions. Women aren't allowed to go out in public without a male chaperone to protect them. Women are banned from driving and from playing sports. That's not an official law, but the government won't issue women driver's license or allow them to play in competitions, in sports competitions. They also have to get permission from their male guardian for some activities, such as traveling, conducting business, and getting certain medical treatments done. They are also banned from some professions, such as being a lawyer. A few things I've discovered women aren't able to do is meet boys in public, besides their fathers, brothers, husbands, and children, and their marriage is arranged. One way for women to get married is for the parent and brother to find a husband for the lady, or for a man to ask the lady's family for marriage. The women do have the right to decline marriage, and families have the right to say no. Living in such a different environment makes some of these things hard to believe, but nevertheless they are happening. Saudi Arabia is known for strict policies, including with dress code. Men are able to wear regular clothes out and about, such as jeans and shirts. But they also have traditional clothing to wear as well. They have a shmock, which is worn over the head, and an igul, which is a double rope like cord that keeps the shmock in place. And then they'll wear a loose garment with long sleeves, which is called a thob, which sometimes is white or black. And women's clothing is made to conceal rather than to reveal. The religion teaches them to be conservative, which is covering everything besides their eyes and their hands. They don't have specific clothing, but they are required to cover their whole body when leaving. They cover their whole body with a thing called a abaya, and a veil, which looks like this. So whenever they go out and about, they look like this. A men's outfit looks like this. When women are in America, they don't have to wear the abaya and the veil, but they are required to wear the hijab, which covers the head and the hair, but their face is shown. Saudi women are allowed to wear makeup, but that's more of a luxury item. The price is more expensive and it isn't carried everywhere in their country. For an example, a $10 mascara in the United States could be $75 in Saudi Arabia. Men sometimes wear eyeliner in Saudi Arabia, but that's more of an old tradition and isn't as common now. The traditional outfits for weddings for men and women is simple. Men will wear their traditional outfit, which is a thob, and the women will wear a white large dress. Last, when they visit the mosque, they're required to wear their traditional clothing. And then last but not least, Saudi Arabians' traditions and celebrations. Ramadan and Eid seem to be the most popular holidays, but National Saudi Arabia Day, which is on September 23rd, is also a national holiday. Ramadan is a celebration of coming closer to Allah, from fasting from dawn to dusk, which is not eating, drinking, smoking, having sex, or chewing gum. A lot of popular reasons for Ramadan is to come closer to God, intense worship such as reading the Quran, giving charity, purifying behavior, and doing good deeds. And they want to experience hunger and develop sympathy for the less fortunate. Eid marks the beginning and end of Ramadan. What people will normally do is get with the communities and families and celebrate Ramadan with food, games, a lot of things. Enjoy time with each other. These are the 2 days Saudis really celebrate. I have found that birthdays aren't really celebrated, and some people don't even know the exact date of their birthday. Like education, government, and religion, Saudi Arabia traditions are very different than the United States as well. In the beginning of my paper, I mentioned Saudi Arabia being quite different than the United States, and from all the information, it proves that we are very different. Although the cultures and traditions vary, we all still have loving hearts and are good people. Thank you for listening. My next speech will be April 4th.